Well, hello everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to Live Up to Freedom. I can't believe we're back. Life's been tough. I know. Wow, right off the bat. Thanks for joining me. We are live on Rumble, YouTube, X, Facebook, dabble channels on some of them. So hopefully you'll find us and get involved. Let me just quickly. It's just me and you guys today. Literally just me and you. So I'm going to be looking this way at times. I'm going to be looking down at times because I want to make sure I see your comments if they come in. I need to click on a few things to play a few B-roll videos and go to a website and all that good stuff. So do bear with me as I look away and then I look at the camera again so we can connect. We need to connect. And oh, yeah, you see, I explained, but then I forgot to click chat here so I can actually see your comments. I'll do my very best to see all the comments, read all the comments, answer all the questions. If any questions come in, please feel free to send them in. And I think I need to click live chat here too. Okay, perfect. So we're going to talk about something that is, should I say, do I dare say it? I'll say it. Something that's finally getting attention from some of the bigger names out there. Woohoo! We're going to cover England, Canada, Islam in general, Islamization, jihadist. We're going to go over the fire. Yes, on X comment, Jason. Yes, Hollywood is going down. Hollywood is burning down. LA is burning down. California is burning down. But before I get to any of that, I had a package today. And I finally received my order. Last chance to save our republic right here. If you have not ordered this book, I am literally begging you to do so. Order it, grab it. I just got it. It's like, it smells so new. Excuse me. Why am I begging you to get this? Why am I super excited to start reading it? The author of this book is Hannah Faulkner. I am really hoping and I am praying that you're already all familiar with Hannah Faulkner. If you're not, why not? This young lady, she is only 17 years old. She is amazing. She is beautiful. She is smart. And she has her own show. And she has been literally out there blowing the whistle on all things America, American values, faith, Christianity. And now her first book is out. I mean, I'm so proud of her. Imagine if we had tens of thousands of Hannah Faulkners in America. So, Last Chance to Save Our Republic by Hannah Faulkner. Here, let me show you one more time. Right here. I hope my camera is picking it up properly. Last Chance to Save Our Republic by Hannah Faulkner. Pick it up. You know what? Pick extra copies up and give it to your kids. She is 17. Did I mention that? I did. She's 17. Therefore, if you have teenage kids, I think this would be a good choice to get them. Um, there are so many historical facts. Again, amazing. A 17-year-old wrote this, right? So many historical fact that needs to be read by all of us, but specifically by our children, our teenagers. So go grab it. Last Chance to Save Our Republic. Now, I'm not going to go too deep on the fires. Hi, William. Good to see you. But I will say this: yesterday, if you missed our show, you can catch it. The very first episode, inaugural episode, is apparently what we call it in proper English. Of He Said, She Said. Myself and Michael Lauber, we did a show, our first show yesterday, and we kind of spent a good chunk of time talking about the fires in California and in general the failure of leadership from local to state to federal that is causing this. And but what I want to say is, yes, first of all, for those of you who don't know, I spent 13 years of my life um, in Los Angeles, California. I have many friends. I've been literally constantly checking on them, see how they're doing, where they're at. Are they safe? Is their entire life burned down? Um, but bottom line is bottom line. What is the bottom line? Um, our government has created this chaos and any other chaos we're facing. It's no secret. Now, for whatever reason, somehow, I need to take this off my ear. This thing is buzzing on in my ear. Okay, that's much better. I think because I was hearing myself. Wow. Um, it's this time around. Maybe it's because it's Hollywood. I don't know, but it is finally getting lots of attention, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. I have my own concerns. That is this another chaos that, based on Marxist mindset and teaching, they're gonna come in. The hero gonna a hero is gonna come in, save the day, and by a hero, I'm talking Kamala. Or is Kamala going to come in, save the day, become the governor of California? It's a possibility. Is this chaos where another great book right here on my bookshelf by Dr. Jamie Glazov, United in Hate. As he mentions, the goal, the plan, the end game is to burn down America as we know it. And I'm like, literally, they're burning it down. I believe it was President Trump who put out either a tweet or a truth. I don't know. I saw a screenshot of it. Officially, uh, Hawaii, North Carolina, and California are dust and ashes. So this isn't even a figure of a speech anymore. It's literally burning down this country. They're burning it down. So it's great. It's getting a lot of attention. However, what's going to come out of this attention, again, depends on people. Me and many of you have no control over who votes what in California. But as my heart goes out to people of California, specifically Los Angeles at the moment, as I said, many of my own friends, colleagues, be careful. Don't let a hero fool you to destroying your state even further, because that's easy to do. Sometimes when we go through tough times or trauma or disaster, the first person who picks us up becomes the hero. It's just human nature. We can't fight it. But I figured today, instead of repeating the reputation and being an echo chamber of government bad, Democrats bad, whatever, I'm going to give this message to people of California. Whenever you're going to make a decision for your state, remember the sentences that came out of your mayor's mouth, it came out of your governor's mouth, came out of senators and congress members, anybody who's talking right now. Remember those words. When Gavin Newsom says people need to figure it out, remember that. Remember, Gavin thinks you need to figure it out right now. As your house is burning down, as your loved ones are burning, as your whole life is disappearing in front of your eyes, he's expecting you to figure it out. Question is, what is he doing over there? Why is he even in place? I promised myself not to get too aggravated early on the show, because today's going to be a little hard for me to get through. Happy Thursday, Josh. That's all right. Howdy. Yes, Neela, my heart goes out to the people of California as well. And yes, we are sending our prayers, but that's all we can do as of right now. They will have to make their own decision comes next time of making decisions. And they need to make the right decision. Again, remember, we the people, we tend to sometimes not do the right thing. Okay? We just don't. And that's all right. So that's where I'm going to leave it for the topic of the fires. If I see any updates, if you guys have any updates, please feel free to put them on the comment section. I'll make sure to come back to this topic. But I want to touch on what I would say is more of my area of expertise, and what I feel like it started to get a lot of attention. But then again, It's overlooked because we have the situation with California and the fire burning down the state or cities or historical buildings and Walk of Fame. Listen. I don't care how you feel about Hollywood. The Walk of Fame is a historic piece of our country. I'm not okay with it burning down. Neither am I okay with the Hollywood sign burning down. Neither am I okay with movie theaters or buildings of production burning down. Again, I'm very good at drawing the line and separating things from each other. Um, Gino on YouTube says it took California 38 days to count 2024 presidential election votes, and right before early voting began, Newsom made it illegal to ask for ID. California has read its voter fraud. Why it's Democrat. Um, Surprisingly, maybe not. Gino, I agree with you. I I have way too many people in California, in Los Angeles County, who are Republicans or conservatives, but somehow California, and again, LA itself has a state extremely blue. So we're gonna just have to keep working through these issues, right? We're gonna stay vigilant. That's the bottom line. If you ask me, staying vigilant is what plays a role in all of this. Back to what has got some attention, and then kind of started to fade away because of the situation in California. Let's talk Islamization, gang grooming. Why am I drawing a blank on that a specific word? Wow. Seminar. Seminar in Canada. Whoa, it took me a minute to say seminar, right? Let's talk about all of that. Let me start here. In no shape or form am I coming to you shocked, surprised, or rattled. As I said recently, some of the bigger names out there have started, shedding light on this. But yours truly, the tiny fish in the tank, has been yelling on top of her lungs since 2015, 10 years now, about the problem of Islam. I have seen on X, actually, I have seen plenty of tweets out about, let me tell you, the biggest danger we face is Islam. I'm like, no kidding. What took you so long? I'm just glad you got there. That's better than nothing. Okay. Let's start from UK first. Shall we do that? Let's start from UK. UK has been facing Islamic issue for many years, and it has not gotten any better. And I will directly say one of the reason it has gotten worse by day, at this point by day it's getting worse. It's the fact that, again, when it came to choosing priorities, it was always we need to be nice, we cannot be Islamophobe, we need to coexist, let's have interfaith dialogue because that's going to solve all of our problems. And also the fact that in England, for sure, they don't have the freedoms we have right here in America, which makes it harder for a lot of people to speak out. Look what they have done to Tommy Robinson. That is one name nobody can say that they don't know who he is or what has been done to him. And I may not agree with Tommy Robinson on everything. What I do agree with Tommy Robinson on is the problem of Islamization in UK, and also what I would say that the reason I get behind him when I can is because even let's play a devil's advocate for a minute. Even though I'm an Islamophobe and Tommy Robinson is an Islamophobe, but what they have done to him goes against human rights. Even if he's Islamophobe, so what? He has the right to say what he thinks. Again, this is just me saying for sake of argument, because as I'm sitting here, and he himself and many other, like Robert Spencer, Jamie Klasov, Daniel Greenfield, I can go on the list. We don't sit here and say things just because it feels like we should say it. We have always brought evidence to back up what we're claiming. The decoration, when my lower third isn't on, you see the books here, which basically the top book is the Quran with a bunch of notes. I mean, I'm running out of stickers, space to put the stickers. And then the bottom one, which we will be reading some of today, right here is the Reliance of the Traveler, which is also known as Sharia, right? This is the classic manual of Islamic sacred laws, right here. Here's your Sharia. Um, and then the middle one that I don't necessarily always go to is the book of, what do we call him? The dead guy who invaded Iran, Khomeini. Point being, we don't just sit here and run our mouth. We use their own teaching, their own words. Now, there's the claim of you don't understand. You don't speak Arabic, so you don't understand Islam. Which then I come back with, well, if your so-called supposedly religion is based on a language that if everybody doesn't speak it, won't understand it, number one, your God ain't a God, because God is to be almighty and all powerful. A God who's limited to one language cannot be the creator of this planet, this whole thing. That's just not possible. Number two, if it's the language barrier, you want to explain to me why the majority of jihadists are from Middle East Arabic speaking countries? They all misunderstood their own mother tongue? Is that what you're telling me? So that's right there of, let's not play that game of you're not Arab, your Arabic is not your mother tongue, so you don't understand Islam. That's a joke. Now, I know a lot of people go with that. A lot of people let that fly, but I don't. Good point on YouTube. I always tell them, so then your translators lied. Exactly. Now, here's the funny thing. You bring in a good point. Those who do understand Arabic, when reading English version or any other translated version of Western countries, they will tell you that yes, the translator did lie because they sugar-coated the words. They took away the firm, harsh meaning behind the word and made it more soft, which even the soft version still makes your eyebrow go like, wait, what? But yes, their translator did lie. In the opposite way, though. They didn't lie to make this a radical. No, they lied to make it smooth, to make it acceptable by majority of Western countries or Western societies. Because believe it or not, as much as uh, how do I say this? The cultural difference is huge. Okay, when you are born and raised in Middle East, any of the Middle Eastern countries doesn't matter. The mindset, either if at home you were raised a strict Muslim, just by society and orders of country, your mindset is accepting of way more, whoa, wait a minute, reaction of Western culture. It's just there. Anyways. So, yes, Tommy Robinson is just one example of many in UK who have tried and been punished. Now, again, thankfully, some of his most recent videos and posts and things that's happening to him is getting more attention, which is wonderful. Again, my heart goes out to him, though. This man has been through a lot. And the fact that he hasn't give up is amazing. Of course, we also have Katie Hopkins. She is covering all of this too. But recently, the entire UK government decided, majority vote, said, let's not even investigate the grooming gangs. Let's just not investigate them. It's done. I know majority of my audience are from United States of America. And I'm going to put this note here, and you take the information and do whatever you want to do with it. If you really think This will never happen in America, meaning Muslims will not get away with following Sharia and go against our laws. You may want to think about that twice. You may want to look into last 10 years of our lives right here in America. Bobby on YouTube. Hi, Annie. Hi. You should be a guest in Apostate Prophet or with Apostate Roadshow or Jihad Watch. I would love that if anybody can get me in touch. I mean, Robert Spencer does not have a show, but I do have Robert Spencer of Jihad Watch on my show on regularly. But as far as the other two, sure. You let me know how I can get a hold of them or get them to get a hold of me. Live up to freedom at gmail.com. Fastest, easiest way to get a hold of me. And I will gladly be a guest on their show. No problem. Or any other show for that matter. That's the thing. Seems like finally we're opening up the guest seat to some of the ex-Muslims and experts on Islam and Sharia, right? That's kind of wonderful. Listen, guys, I want to do this. Let me see if I can do this because, again, no producer and a new system. But let me see. Media. There we go. I want to play this video. It's about 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Bear with it. It's important. Let's listen to this guy, and then let's come back and talk about this a little bit more. Let me see if I can do this.
Actually, the main thing, maybe I don't know the law here.
You don't know the law here. Well, don't you think you should find out the law here? Okay, you're new here. Where are you from?
Pakistan.
Pakistan. What's the law in your country?
Actually, I'm not well educated about it.
Okay, so you don't even know in your own country.
Yes, sir.
That's a poor show, isn't it?
So,
okay.
I know.
No, not now you know. You're getting arrested tonight. Okay, what else have you done with this child?
Sorry?
What else have you done with this child? It's not just chat, is it? You've said that you want to marry this child.
Oh.
Yes, you did. It was in the chat. We've read the logs. You said that you want to be with her. You said that you want to have sex with her. You said you want to kiss her. You want to cuddle her. You said you want to have sex with her. You have also said that, or you've also taught her how to masturbate, haven't you? You told her what to do. A child.
I'm just new here.
It doesn't happen like... You're new here. I'm new here. I'm new here to Portsmouth anyway.
I don't know what is the law here.
I still know what the laws are here.
It doesn't matter about the laws. It's a child.
Can you marry a 14-year-old where you're from?
Yes.
You can.
There is,
You can marry a 14-year-old where you're from.
Pakistan.
Where?
Pakistan.
And you can marry 14-year-old.
Mate, haven't you? You told her what to do.
We can. In our religion, we can.
Is that with parental consent though? With the parent agreeing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the parent agreeing to you talking to this child like that?
I don't know.
You don't
Obviously
know.
not. Did you ask her permission?
The child actually said that her mum would be angry. And you said, best not tell her then.
Legal age. Legal age.
Not about Pakistan. In religion.
In where?
In religion.
In his religion.
Yeah.
What is that?
You follow, I think, Christianity. You're following Christianity, right?
Yes.
We are Muslim.
Muslim.
In Muslim, just such Muslim history.
History.
Yeah, because this is in our Muslim Islam is allowed.
18.
Yeah, this is about law.
In
But
Muslim
I'm saying
countries.
in our countries, many marriages with the less than 18. It's true. There is two conditions in our country. One is law, one is Sharia.
Sharia law?
Sharia mean in our...
I know what Sharia law is, no bullshit.
So, I want to call my friend. Actually, I...
Legal age?
How you can ask me, I cannot call.
Because it's like when you go in on your phone, you're deleting
This is my
evidence.
legal law, legal right.
Yeah.
Youngest?
Yeah,
The
this is my
youngest
legal
age.
right to
You?
call to my... Even I can
Your
call
legal right fucked off when you was talking to a child.
a Muslim can marry is 16 and 18 years. So depending on whereabouts you are in the Muslim state, it is either 16 or 18.
I can prove our prophet.
That's Sharia law.
Our prophet
That's
married.
Sharia law.
Our prophet married even with a 9 years old girl.
That's your prophet.
Yeah, Sharia. Sharia. This is Sharia.
Yeah, but
Backstory: this guy from Pakistan, you heard him saying he's from Pakistan, in UK, is chatting with a 14-year-old girl. The age of the girl was not mentioned on the video. He's busted. Now, is he going to go anywhere? No, I promise you. He's safe. He's going to probably find a way around this one too. Yes, I agree with you on YouTube. Bunch of savages is very true. Now, you heard it from him, right? He called it his religion. He said that Sharia allows me to do this. Now, there is someone there who twisted what he said. The guy, the Pakistani guy, said, where I come from, being Pakistan, I can marry a girl of 11 or 16 or 18. And then he testified himself that our prophet did it. Our prophet had married a girl who was 9. So, number one, when I say there are Muslims in Western countries, including United States of America, that do consider Sharia superior to the law of the land, don't you dare come at me and say, no, they don't. They do. Because their own prophet told them, you should follow the law of the land unless it goes against Allah's will and law. If the law of the land does not follow Sharia, you are not to obey or follow it anymore. The guy says, this is my legal right. He considers Sharia to be the legal right of him just for the fact that he is a Muslim, not the fact that he's in UK or US or Canada or, I don't care, Holland, anywhere. Sharia is his legal right, and it's okay for him to do what he did. This sick man is chatting with a 14-year-old girl, telling him what he wants to do with her, teaching her all sorts of sick things that a 14-year-old shouldn't be learning. Bobby says, what happens if a girl or a woman in Muslim culture does not want arranged marriage? She will be beheaded or strangled or burned by acid. Pick poison. A girl or a woman does not have the right to say, I don't want whatever it is they don't want. Well, they do have that right, the choice, they could say, but the punishment will be, they'll be dead. They will be killed. They could be killed by their father, uncle, grandfather, brother, or the man who's aiming to get to purchase them, right? Because, you know, there are certain words we use that I feel like it shouldn't be used. I had to correct myself after many years of thinking I'm a former child bride. There is no child bride, okay? That word is disrespectful. I wasn't a child bride. I was a sex slave. And same thing with arranged marriage. Marriage, at least as Christians, we should not put any other word behind or in front of marriage. We talked about this yesterday on our He Said, She Said show. There is no arranged marriage. When there is money exchange, it's a slavery. And arranged marriages are always about, now I'm going to get deep into that in a minute right here. It's about the money. Well, Wait a minute, girl. Wait a minute. All forms of Islamic marriages are about the money. By choice, by force, adult or not adult. Doesn't matter. It's about the money. So, to answer your question, yes, the girl or the woman cannot say no and stay alive or not be disfigured. There is a very, very, very old video of me, 7 years, 8 years old. You can find it on YouTube, where I actually covered only 10, but it was a top 10 program I used to do of victims of acid attacks that were disfigured. And there are thousands of girls and women out there, some who didn't survive the attack, some who survived it and were disfigured for the rest of their life. Yeah, and it happens in UK all the time. There was a time when the rise of acid attacks in UK from Muslim gangs were terrifying to people of UK. I hope I say your ID correctly. Estraffer on Rumble says free speech is a God-given right. Sadly, only the U.S. Constitution recognizes it. American greatness flows from God and is channeled through our Bill of Rights. Do forgive me as I butchered that, but I agree with you 100%. That is very correct. But then at the same time, I would take this a step back and say it's supposed to be recognized in America, but we all know what's happening to our freedom of speech, but we still have it better than, other countries. Okay. Other Rumble comment. Hi, Enoch. It is good to see you too. I know it has been a long time, but Lord willing, I have situated my life to where Tuesday and Thursdays I will be here 7 p.m. covering Islam, Islamization, Red, Green, Access, and Sharia. And on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be riding shotgun with Michael Lauber on He Said, She Said. So let's see if we can keep at it. Let me address a couple of the questions on the comment section. Joyce says, what about some cultures like older Jewish communities that had matchmakers? What is the thought on that? Okay. So Josh, I don't have enough information on that question to be anywhere near accurate, but if it's a matchmaker as of like we do here, we do that all day long, right? I got a friend who's cute and you have a friend who's handsome and we go on, blind date, matching them. It works, it doesn't. Or you talk about matchmakers as of what? The man pays the woman to buy her? That I am not aware of Jewish communities that do that. I can look into it, but if you give me a little bit more context on that question, I'll try to address it. Bobby G, well, thank you for your support. I appreciate you, and I will definitely do my best to get in touch with Apostolic Prophet Piers Morgan. I don't know if I have ways to get to him, but I'll do my best. Scott on Facebook said, it's ironic how liberal women overlook the mistreatment of women in Islam. They see the twisted ideology that is very polar opposite of what liberalism claims to stand for. They are willing to use the growing Muslim population as allies in subverting conservative Christian values. Well, Scott, here's the thing. I have said this for 6 years now. Majority of movements on any side of the aisle, it's a cult now. There is no goal that's related to human society or humanitarian work anymore. That's why they cherry pick what they hit on. That's why they will overlook certain things to further the agenda of the cult, like the, feminazis out there. It's not about feminism. It has nothing to do with feminism. It has everything to do with their hatred for man. They're not going to call it that. They call it feminism. But their agenda of their cult of hatred for man is where we're going with it. Therefore, we're not going to cover anything about oppression of women and girls under Sharia, because that's not going to go with the narrative. They don't care. There are very, 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 very few movements that are still naturally a movement rather than a systematic organized cult. Is there really, Bobby G says, is there really such a thing as a moderate Muslim? Can they change, be extremists? Okay, I actually, again, we're talking about my old videos today constantly. I did a live stream video about 8 years ago, where I actually went deep into this explanation of good Muslim versus bad Muslim. So let me do a brief version of that real quick, Bobby, here. So when we say either radical or moderate, which I don't use, I said good and bad Muslim. Who's talking? A definition of a good Muslim versus bad Muslim completely in 180 degrees changes if a Muslim is talking about it or a non-Muslim talking about it. Let's go through eyes of Allah and Muhammad. Allah says in the Quran, those who do not commit jihad, not the jihad that you got to go to gym and keep your body in good shape. No, the sentence goes, those who do not commit jihad with their wealth, money, or their life, blow yourself up, are not favorites of Allah. Okay. That is how Allah describes the favorite, the good Muslims. If you're not part of jihad, either you fund jihad or you become the jihadist yourself, then you're not his favorite. Then in Quran again says, and when they are asked, why are you creating corruption on earth? They say, we are not but reformers. You've heard the word of reformers. We got plenty of people out there who sit on air all day long and say, we are reformers. I'm a Muslim, but I'm working on reforming it. That verse in the Quran, apparently Allah was way ahead of things, said, you are creating corruption on earth and you're not a Muslim if you claim to be a reformer. That's why even the reformers are collecting bounties on their head from the real Islamic society, because how dare they would try to reform Islam. Why is that a crime? In Quran again, Allah says, and we perfected the religions after all of them. We perfected it by sending you the book of Quran and Prophet Muhammad. That's where Muhammad becomes a perfect example of a man, and you shall follow his footsteps. So you don't get to reform perfection. Now, to narrow in on exact words you use, is there such a thing as moderate Muslim, and can they change, be extremist? Now, you have, I'll go with your question. You have a moderate Muslim. You have a neighbor, great guy. You actually on Fridays, you hop on a local bar, have a beer or two, and crack a joke or two, and then you go home and it's all good, right? Hey, maybe just once in a while you have a party, he comes over to your party and take a shot too. That's all right. But yes, at any given moment, a Muslim can decide to clear his sins and get a clean slate, a straight ticket to 7th level of heaven, of Islamic heaven, because Islamic hell and heaven actually have floors. It's like parking, floor 1, 2, 3, all the way to 7. In order to do that, there are two requirements. He cannot repent and ask for forgiveness. No. What he will do is, number one, he needs to be debt free. Okay. Here's a little tiny thing of Sharia. It doesn't go around much. If you have debt, if you owe money either to bank, to your friend, to whatever, if you have any kind of debt, even if you commit jihad, you're not making it up there with the Houris and the 72 versions. So step one, you clear out all of your debt. You make sure you owe nothing to no one. Then you go blow yourself up. All of your moderate days are forgiven. You're good. So yes, Islam is a ticking bomb inside of a toolbox that allows those who follow Muhammad and Quran to become, basically, don't hate me for doing this comparison, in our end of life, our sins are forgiven when we accept Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, repent and ask for forgiveness of our sins. For them, they blow themselves up, take a couple of coffers with them, and the same thing applies. Hi, Miriam. Hello. Good to see you. Hi, Ian. It's been a while, and thank you. It's so good to see you here. LKI on YouTube. I think UK is the worst currently with this problem. Yes. Had Tommy Robinson recently here in Canada, and they tried to arrest him so his event would be canceled. Ezra from Rebel News saved him and the event. Yes, I did follow that. And yes, UK is at its worst. But here's the bad news. They're not done yet. This isn't as worse as it's going to get. It will get worse if the government of UK continue the way they just did. When majority vote to not investigate the Muslim grooming gangs. If they continue doing that, UK is going to get worse, even though today is the worst. Okay, Josh, let me see. I am seeing your comment to give me more context on that comment. No, it is not arranged like Islamic arranged, but if you have ever seen the movie Fiddler on the Roof, it gives a simple idea of what that was like. Matchmaking was made usually more in regards to social standing. And yes, that does mean money as well. But from what I gather, it was never forced. But again, it was usually the parents who decided who married their daughter and son. Love really did not seem to be the consideration. Some say that you can learn to grow to love someone, learn or grow. Okay, so what you're describing, I am I aware of certain families everywhere that will basically stop their daughter from marrying someone because they think he's not a good match for her? Yes, I am. Do they kill her if she does? No, they don't. So Al Fadi is who you should get in touch with. He's from Saudi and working on his doctorate. Actually, I am familiar with Al Fadi, and I was on Al Fadi's show about a year and a half ago. So thanks for the suggestion. I should probably reach out to him again. Thank you for reminding me of that connection. Bobby G on YouTube. How can we determine if is a Muslim if telling the truth or using taqiyya to lie to convert people to Islam? That is a great question, Bobby G. Normally, it's a tough one. It's hard to do. That's where I say you need to educate yourself. If you're familiar enough with the Quran, with the Hadith, with Sirah, or reliance of the traveler, it becomes very hard to lie to you. It's very hard for someone to use taqiyya to convert you to Islam. Now, let me cover the concept of taqiyya because, there's a big debate over it. There are three circumstances that a Muslim is allowed to lie. And one is if he's about to save his own life. He can even go as far as denying that he's a Muslim. If it's saving a Muslim brother's life. Number three, if it's in furthering Allah's cause. What is Allah's cause? Global Caliphate. Every breathing human becomes Mohammedan. That's the cause. So majority of the time, it happens in conversion. Yes, they will use taqiyya either by skipping, cherry picking verses and hadith to sugarcoat this wonderful land of heavenly life, especially for women. Or sometimes it's the matter of, oh, who told you a man can do this? No, that's a lie. So that form of taqiyya becomes very hard to spot if you're not familiar with the concept. If you don't have enough verses of Quran to throw at them and say, no, that's not true. If you're not familiar with the revelation, the order of revelation of Quran, they can actually tell you, oh, no. Chapter 5 was, abrogated by chapter 65. And you're like, oh, okay. But in reality, chapter 5 was revealed to Muhammad as 4 before last. So that one actually obligates everything else. So it's basically that. Unfortunately, the best way to spot a taqiyya is if you have enough knowledge and information. I know it has been tough on many people. I've always said, read the Quran, read the Quran, read the Quran for this purpose. Because they can't lie to you about it. They can try, but you can call them out. Okay. And by the way, I hope I am answering you guys. If I'm skipping, if I'm not answering, tell me and I'll do better. Or at least I try. By the way, who are the other 123,999 prophets of Islam? I don't know them. I don't know them. I look into it. Is that a new thing? Oh, yes, LKI on YouTube. Before you joined us, I was talking about Tommy Robinson and the inhumane punishments he has faced for just standing up for his country, for being a patriot. They call him a racist, bigot, Islamophobe, yada yada. But the only word that could fit this man is a patriot. He is watching his homeland. There we go. He's watching his homeland turn into this barbaric, dark, twisted land, and he's trying to save it. And he's labeled all sort of labels. Which in America, it's okay if you're labeled that, but in UK, it's not okay because you get on handcuffs. You will be put in prison in the cell that you share with Muslims. That's what they've done to him. Let me see. Oh, that's all right, Josh. I was able to catch up with him. But thankfully, you put them back to back, so it was easy to follow. No worries. And you should also go live with Sam Shamoon. He has a huge following these days. If you come to his next live stream, I'll try to get you on if it's an open Q&A. I will look into that. Again, everybody, if you have any suggestions as to who I should have on my show or whom I should reach out to be on their show, if you have a topic suggestion, a story that I need to cover, anything, my line of communication with you is open, and that is liveuptofreedom@gmail.com. I check it as much as I can, and when I don't check it, we have admins who kindly check the emails, get my attention to those that are emails of suggestions or invitations to other shows. So please feel free to send an email. Hey, have this person on, or here's that person's Rumble channel or YouTube channel. Get in touch with them. All that good stuff. Bobby G. Is modern Islam a peaceful and good religion, and the extremists are just making a mistake in the interpretation? Or is what's happening in Iran, Afghanistan, etc., a real Islam? Great question. There is no modern Islam. Again, Islam, as I brought up that verse in the Quran, Islam is not to be reformed. Islam is not to be touched. Islam is the perfected version of religion that Allah, who claims to be God, has sent down. So from days of Muhammad to today, it has not been touched. As I said, are there Muslims who adapted to modern life? Yes. Are they considered Muslims? No. By the book, by the rules, by Sharia, and by governments of Islamic societies. They can adapt. As I said, you will see Muslims who drink alcohol, who will eat pork, and then go and do certain rituals to clean up and do their Islamic prayer. However, the Islam by itself as a definition has not changed, has not modernized. It will not be modernized. And what some would refer to as extreme, that one of the things is, you guys sometimes say Sharia law, like that police officer on that video that I play, who said, Sharia law, it's repetitive. Sharia in itself means Islamic laws, so you don't need to say Islamic law. It's the same thing when somebody says radical Islam, that's repetitive. Islam by itself is a radical, so you don't need to say radical Islam because there's no other version to it. Again, Lord willing, coming back twice a week, we're going to go back to what we used to do about a year and a half ago, where we dissect Islamic teachings from Quran itself to Hadith to reliance of the travelers, Sirah, Muftis, and fatwas that are coming out every day. When you follow that, you realize by the roots of this cult, religion, systematic brainwash, whatever you want to call it, the roots of it is kill them wherever you find them. Literally, kill them wherever you find them. I was looking up, due to what I titled today's show, in the Quran, the phrase, those your right hand possesses, has been repeated over 15 times. 15 times. Now, if you dig in from the Arabic version, straight up translation to the slang translation to the usage in the surah, in the Quran, in the Hadith, anywhere, that of what your right hand possess, as of literally your hand holding, is the ownership, right? It's the ownership. Now, the references in the Quran every single time of the 15 plus times is referring to female slaves that were captured during war, Islamic jihad against non-Islamic lands. Every single time in the Quran that says, or of what your right hand possesses, it's literally simplified to female slaves. What is a female slave? There are conditions that you don't, within the hadith, within the muftis dissecting, analyzing, reliance of the traveler, you put all of that is the bounties of war. When you get a female slave, you don't need to marry them, but they become your servant, sexually, physically, or even just a normal slave who cleans your house and does your laundry. You read the English version, it says, of those that your right hand possesses. You're like, I guess, is this what we're talking about? I can marry my pen? But when dissecting into the language meaning and the cultural meaning and the examples of what Muhammad did and what Muhammad called them, it's simply female slaves. Just like that. In the book, they call Holy Quran. But I'll give you the information. What do you want to do with it? Again, I'm literally here to give you the information. And again, I refer to their own books. I don't even refer to my own experience because I was told my experiences were just a bunch of bad experiences, so we shouldn't go there. Okay. Thank you, Miriam. Yes, you can. Wait. Yeah, on Facebook, Miriam kindly put my email address up on the comment section, liveuptofreedom@gmail.com. Gina on YouTube, don't get me started, girl. Oh, I would so want to do that too. She said, I would love to see you on Joe Rogan show. Guys, if you can tag, if you can help, I think I could have a darn good discussion with Joe Rogan on this very topic. If you can get me there, let's do it. I'm ready. We know about Muhammad, the false prophet. So who are the other 123,999? I really don't know. I don't. I'm sure when we get off the phone, I'm going to sit there, think about it, look into it, and figure out what you're trying to ask me. But forgive me, as today, I have no idea what, it might be even sarcasm that I'm not picking up. Sharia has already been voted out of many states in the Union. Which country are you talking about? Because in United States of America, we already have a law that if anybody anybody, including Mr. President Trump, anybody would enforce that law, we would be good to go, because technically under our Constitution, no foreign law shall be practiced inside the United States of America. Sharia, translation, Islamic laws, right there, laws, which about 97% goes against our Constitution, shall be banned from being practiced, meaning those who want to follow Sharia cannot stay in America, cannot become citizens, because when I took the oath, I took an oath to defend, obey and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. Oh, United States, yes, that's what I'm saying. It should be banned from every single corner of this country because there's already a constitutional law against it. It's just nobody's enforcing it. Nobody who has the power to enforce this law is enforcing it because we're too afraid of being labeled. You know, we are the nation of immigrants. Well, duh, hello, have you picked up on the accent? It has nothing to do with immigration. It has nothing to do with that. It's that if somebody wants to practice foreign laws, like the Pakistani man on the video who said, this is my legal right. No, it isn't. Sharia is not your legal right. However, as a Muslim, now here's the thing. You guys do the moderate versus radical thing. I say the Sharia obeying Muslim versus not. Because there are Muslims who don't obey Sharia, which then in the eyes of Allah, they're not even Muslim. Besides the point. But Sharia obeying Muslims like the Pakistani man we just played a video of early on this video, that man follows Sharia. Therefore, his legal rights, no matter where he's at, is Sharia. Those are the people that should have no place in America, because if you follow Sharia, Sharia says, slay them wherever you find them, kill them wherever you find them, marry an underage girl. As long as you pay enough for the girl, you can have her. They promote literally pedophilia within Sharia. Bobby says, are there difference between Middle East Muslims, Southeast Asian Muslim, African Muslim, European Muslims? No. The difference between Muslims are their sect. We have the Sunni, majority population of Muslims are Sunni Muslims. And then we have the Shia Muslims, we have the Wahhabis, and a couple other smaller sects. The majority, the three main are Sunni, Shia, Wahhabis. Is there a difference in their beliefs? No. They all read the same Quran. They all follow the same prophets. Hold that thought, please. I know, I'm sorry. Okay. Apparently somebody's at my door, so we're just going to ignore that. Unless they try to break in. Then we're going to react. Anyhow, the difference is between the tiny stuff. For example, Sunnis believe after Muhammad died, their caliph became the leader of Muslims. Whereas the Shia says after Muhammad died, Ali, his nephew, who was also his son-in-law, became the leader. That's why Shias are the 12 imams. Ali and everybody after Ali, like Ali's sons and then Ali's grandsons and on and on and on until Mahdi, who disappeared and one day will come back. These are the differences. But they still all read the same Quran. They believe in the same Allah and the same Muhammad. The main focus is Kafir's bad, Muslims good. Every breathing human shall be Muhammadian. Bobby, that's a good question. Bobby says, I want to be friends with Muslims, but sometimes I'm scared because they can turn into extremists. Is my fear valid? Let me think about how do I address that, because there's always, there's Quran that says, oh, you who have believed, oh, Muslims, do not take Christians and Jews as your allies, as they are each other's allies. And if you become their allies, you have walked away from Allah's will. So, technically, Muslims aren't even allowed to be friends with us. That now, pardon me, Bobby, as I am assuming that you are either a Christian or a Jew, so technically they shouldn't even be your friend. Now, is your fear valid to think they might one day blow themselves up or behead you? That is a possibility, but I might surprise some people with this answer. I might surprise some of you with this answer. The chances of your Muslim friend or somebody who you want to be Muslim with, friends with, who's a Muslim, blowing himself up or beheading you is pretty much equal as you walking out of your house and getting hit by a bus. Risks are always there. You need to look at your values and your desires and your behavior in your situation and make that decision. I can't make that decision for you. I mean, friendship comes with fear, right? We all fear all new friendships and relationships. I do apologize, guys. I need you to bear with me for 5 seconds or less. Something funky is going on. The front door. Okay. So yeah, any friendship comes with its own risks. Now you want to be friends with Muslims. On a private conversation, I would probably ask you why. Why do you want to be a friend with a Muslim? Is there a specific reason? Or you want to be friends with a Muslim because you want to prove to yourself you're not an Islamophobe? Or you want to be friends with them because they're good people? You know, you don't have to answer that on the comments if you don't want to share it because it is public. But it just seems odd. I don't necessarily pick my friends based on, you know, if they're Jew, Christian, atheist, you know, straight, gay. I pick my friends on those I can trust. So the question is this person to be trusted? Can you trust this person? If you can't, regardless of who they are and what their faith and value and stance and political party is, the answer is no. If you can't trust someone, I would suggest you do not befriend them because your gut is telling you something is off about them. And I don't think it has anything to do with who they pray to or not pray to. I think it's something deeper than that. We have that ability. Okay. Miriam has a question. Is it like different denominations kind of thing? Yes, it is, but in a bit of a deeper gap. What I mean by that is, for example, Sunni Muslims, they don't even consider Shias a Muslim, and vice versa. Shia Muslim don't consider Sunnis to be Muslim. However, they unite when it comes them against non-Muslims. But as you have all seen and noticed in Middle East, they're killing each other all day long. Like in the Islamic Republic of Iran, there are minority prisoners who are serving prison time or have been executed because they were Sunni Muslim or they were Wahhabis. So it's a deeper gap. It's a denominational thing, but it's much deeper issues there. Or again, because the base is all about killing and killing, their denomination is about killing too, I guess. Let me see. You are very welcome, Bobby. You are very welcome, guys. I love it when you guys talk to me. I love it. But let me read this. We need to read this before I wrap up here. We are on Reliance of the Traveler. I'm going to show you to make sure we all know where we're at. Reliance of the Traveler. And I'm going to read this very, very short. It is page 533. But if you try to find this online, it's going to be Book of Marriage, chapter M8, which is specifically about the bride's marriage payment. Okay. The whole thing is about the money you pay for your bride. In Arabic called, or Farsi and many other languages, mehr. I'm going to read this to you. This is M8.0, meaning chapter M8, article 2. A guardian may not marry his prepubescent daughter to someone for less than the amount typically received as marriage payment by similar brides. Nor marry his prepubescent son to a female who is given more than the amount typically received. Let me very quickly dissect this. As I'm disgusted, let me dissect this. So for everybody out there who says I have mistranslated chapter 4 verse 3 that underage marriage is allowed in Islam, well, there you have it. I'm pretty sure the word that I struggle to pronounce absolutely means that kid, the girl, or the boy underage. However, you know, when we try to buy a house here in America, we have someone who comes and appraises it and tells you it's worth this much, and you can't. Like, the bank won't give you the loan to close on the house if you're offering higher price. Yeah. That's what marriage is about in Islam. The only way the guardian, now who's the guardian? It could be the father, the uncle, brother, grandfather, whatever. If the male guardian thinks, and this is what happened with me. My father figured what they're offering for me is fair. Any other girl of my shape, form, age, capability is worth what it is. It's fair, give it away. If they took away a $10 off the table, he wouldn't. But if they added, if he asked for extra $10, they wouldn't buy me either. I'm not gonna read the rest of this. You got the point. That whole chapter. I can't do this today. That whole chapter, Reliance of the Traveler, Book of Marriage, M8, chapter M8 of Book of Marriage, goes over that. Pricing. Fair pricing, not fair pricing. Whatever the case might be. Let's also do this since I brought it up. I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere. Do I have it somewhere? Yes. There you go. I'm going to put it up on my end because I need to be able to read it. So this is a hadith narrated by Aisha, addressing, narrated by someone else, telling a story of Aisha talking to her nephew, explaining chapter 4, verse 3 of Quran. She said, "O son of my sister, an orphan girl used to be under the care of a guardian with whom she shared property. Her guardian, being attracted by her wealth and beauty, would intend to marry her without giving her a just mehr." What is a mehr? We just talked about it. Marriage money. As the same mehr as any other person might give her. So such guardian were forbidden to do that unless they did justice to their female wards and gave them the highest mehr their peers might get. This is Sahih al-Bukhari. If you go by books, it's book 65. If you just want the hadith number, is 4,574 or 4,574, whichever one is easier. I'm going to leave it on for a few seconds if anybody's taking notes. So there you go. We have the chapter 4, verse 3, that's right there. And then we just went over the explanation of reliance of the traveler. And we just went over Aisha, the 6-year-old bride of Muhammad, explaining this to her niece, by the way. So I'm sorry, I said nephew. It's the niece. There you have it. Yeah. There you go. that I can't believe I haven't even touched, and we're out of time, so I guess I do that next time. But the gang groomings by Muslims in UK, it's nothing new. It is not some crazy people doing what they're doing. It is absolutely allowed from the concept of female slave. Remember, these girls are kafir. They have conquered these areas in UK, specifically in London. These are captives of their war, their jihad. So what they're doing to them, they're doing nothing wrong. And as the video we played, it is their legal right because they obey Sharia, not the UK law. And now the UK government is getting behind them, allowing them to follow doing Sharia. There is nothing new about this. And this isn't going to stop. It won't. This is not going to stop because it hasn't for 1400 years. Islamic Republic of Iran, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, you name it. Nothing wrong with what they're doing, and gradually now it's apparently nothing wrong with it if they do it in UK. They've been doing it in UK for a long time. They have been doing it in the US for a long time. It just haven't blow up the way it did in UK yet. If you really think we do not have Muslim Pakistani grooming gangs in United States of America trafficking our girls, the kafir girls, you have got to wake up. I have helped with translation of phone calls and text messages right here in America. They are doing it to our kids here in America, or they're in UK, in France, in Italy, everywhere. This cancer will not go away. And I pray that anybody that accidentally might come across this video, I hope you don't wait until this happened to your kid before you stand up and say something. I really do. Because it will gradually knock at every single one of our doors. I had another video to play to cover the Caliphate seminar in Canada, which is ridiculous. We're at a point where they release videos of saying how the Western countries, the colonialists, got rid of Caliphate, and now it's time to bring back Caliphate. Join us on this seminar so we can show you how to commit jihad and conquer the entire world, starting with Canada. We have this going on in Canada, but well, it's okay. We don't want to be Islamophobe. But in that very video, which I will play next time on, that would be Tuesday, which will be past the seminar. No, actually, the seminar is Saturday the 18th, so we still have time to cover that. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this cancer is real. I am not afraid of Islam. I looked it in the eye and poked it in the eye. I just don't have what it takes to deal with it again alone. So for the last 10 years, I've been here with different backgrounds and microphones and systems and cameras telling you, I get that there's a lot going on, but please stop putting the danger of Islamization at the bottom of your priority list. Take 5 minutes every day to learn about this cancer, because it is going to knock at your door sooner or later. And the sooner you're equipped with the knowledge that's needed to fight it, the faster we possibly can get rid of this cancer. It is right here in America. Seriously, look at what's happening in the UK. I need to go. I'm already 2 minutes over. I have to run. And I do have to set up for filming. I do apologize, Bobby, as I did not get to answer your very last question. I will see you back here Tuesday on all the channels you're watching me right now, wherever you are. We'll be back next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, to continue the discussion of Islamization. Until such time, I do want to ask you for a few favors. One, head over to my website, liveuptofreedom.com. That's liveuptofreedom.com. Sign up to my free newsletter. So when I send out these notifications, you can get them, even if there's a shadow banning going on, wherever it is. Secondly, if you can, if you're into art, resin art, one of a kind, head over to my art studio, lutfstudio.com. That's LUTF, abbreviation of Live Up to Freedom. lutfstudio.com. Make a purchase, 2, 5, I don't know. If you see things you like, purchase them. That will financially support what I do, which I can use. Last but not least, liveuptofreedom@gmail.com. Send me your suggestions, your comments, your questions ahead of time, and I will address them on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Please be safe, stay vigilant, pay attention, and until the next time, may God bless you and may God bless America. Goodbye, guys.